Alrighty, howdy. Who's here? Tiffany? Four Cheese, what is up? Let me know if you can hear me. Somebody do a little yes or a thumbs up or something. This is not going to be very long. I wanted to see if I could go live. I haven't been on this channel in like over a year. So I had to get everything set up. Just checking if the like audio, video, everything's working. Mill Creek, what's up? Mill Creek's over here. Karen, how are you doing? And if anybody's here from just YouTube land or whatever, go ahead and say hi. Too Spooked, what is up? And who else? Jen, hello. Then as everybody pops in, just kind of say hello. This won't take too long. I figured this is going to be a little better. Hi, Biscuits, welcome in. Then our Zoom call, we'll still have like a get together where we can all just kind of jam in that once in a while. I can hear you fine. Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany. And I think this will be a little better. When we all got together, it took the last couple of weeks. We were online for like 2 hours, over 2 hours. So I want to go ahead and make these Sunday calls where I can come on, get you guys value. You can go ahead and ask questions if you want. I'll address some of those. But then if you're watching this later, you can go down in the comments and leave a question. I'll get to those. I think it's going to help everyone a lot better. And then if you're in our private Facebook group, the Cog Cafe, you can go in there, make a post. You can DM me. You know, any way you can contact me, just ask a question. And this will help a little bit better than like when we were in the Zoom group. I think you guys can see already how segmented we are. Like there's people that are just beginning and there's people that have been putting out content for years. So if we all just kind of stay together and people start asking questions, you're going to have people that ask questions that a beginner would ask. And then you're going to have people, you know, like the more advanced people will be asking questions and the beginners won't even understand. And then the beginners will ask questions that will kind of leave all the people who already know how to upload and know how to edit. They'll be bored. So I don't want people sitting in our sessions for like 2 hours and not getting any value. So we're going to try it like this. And like I said, we can always have a Zoom call. I'll schedule that from our private group. Anybody pops in here from YouTube land, I'm Mike Van Duzy, and I've got 300,000 followers, a channel here on YouTube. And I've got 400,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok and 1 million followers on Facebook. And we've got a private group where I'm helping people learn how to make revenue streams using social media. So if you're into that, just subscribe to this channel, and when we get things rolling, there'll be links down in the description and that how you can get in the group and that. But for right now, just follow this channel and the people who are here. Hi Biscuits, Mill Creek, Tiffany, everybody, Too Spooked. This channel is like years old. I told you guys I've been helping creators for like years and years, and I've had several channels. I like build them and do all the things that like I teach people and build them up. You can see there's like over 1,000 followers on this channel, and I haven't put anything on here in a year. So it's just, you know, this is just a channel I built up. I was actually you can go back and find a bunch of garden videos on here. I was helping other gardeners, and I would upload a bunch of videos and just make them copyright free so they could take it and use it on their videos. So they had somewhere where they could pull it down. So that's what this channel was. And I figured this would be a good place to come and I can do a quick live stream. And anytime, you know, I'll do this on Sunday nights, but then anytime I feel like I've got something to say that will help y'all, I can do just like what I was teaching you guys, how to get your phone. And what we were saying, just run and gun, just get your phone and just talk to your phone. I don't have to edit. You know, this isn't my main channel. I don't have to worry about it. And it's just like getting a message to you. So I'm going to use this more like a message board than like a channel. And I'll do that. And then as I get those videos up, I can organize them. They'll be in playlist over here. You don't have to watch every one. You don't have to watch them in order. This isn't going to be like, you know, please watch my channel and follow, subscribe, thumbs up, and all that stuff that you got to do on YouTube. This is going to be more for y'all in a place where I can organize the videos and that and get stuff to you quickly. So if anybody has questions throughout the night, you can pop it in the chat and I can toss them up. Let's see. Somebody could build an entire channel off B-roll available here. Yeah, and I've used it for other things. So I did that for a while, and that's what it was like, testing to see how many people would actually do it. Like, you know, I put up, I think I took down a lot of them. At one time, I had hundreds of videos up there. And this stuff, if I first started and a creator that had hundreds of thousands of followers said, hey, I'm going to give you footage that you can use, and this is stuff that I use to grow my channel, and you can use it for free, and they offered to help, I would have took it. But I put all that stuff out just to see, and I've worked with like hundreds and hundreds of creators, and like Mill Creek, like they got working and all of that. And I seen some of you, Sarah, I seen her putting some videos out, Tiffany, who else? Personal Twist. I don't know what they're called over on here. So I've seen some of y'all starting, and that's good. But I think I can tell you all the technical stuff in the world. I can give you all, you know, all the tools, but if you don't use it, it doesn't do any good. So I think what people need is a little bit. Hi, chat. What is up? Astain Stat. How are you doing? I think what most people need is a little motivation in that too, and accountability. And that's what the first week was, just a test. I kind of told everybody to go and make a short video. And some of you have never done that before, had to figure it out and how to do that. And I think Four Cheese had to figure out how to get a video uploaded into the Facebook group, and she did that. So those are little hurdles, and that's why I said to do these things so that you overcome these, instead of trying to make a perfect video and trying to get everything right, and then you go upload and then you run into all these problems. So right now you get in there and just do the imperfect stuff, get it out. People aren't really going to care. And if it's not that good, nobody's going to see it anyway. A couple people see it, and then it'll be gone. What is up? Is that Tara? Welcome in. So, like I said, in the Facebook group, I seen one, it was Aya or something, had reached out and asked if anybody wanted to be in a group. You guys connect with each other. There's a lot of gardeners in there. You can connect with each other. Being a creator is kind of like a lonely thing, but if you find some other people to work with, it can help out. And especially if you guys are like gardeners, you can bounce things off of each other. I've known like some therapists, and they were like making videos on their own, but if they went on over and got together and did like a podcast back and forth, all they would have to do is get together once a week, do that little podcast, and then they could cut that up into like numerous shorts and short form content to use throughout the week or even a month. So if anybody's got like questions about simple things, you know, how to start a YouTube channel, how to upload a video, you know, everything, Google it first. Ask Chat GPT. I don't know how many people are using AI. I don't like AI that much. I don't like the environmental impact that it has and everything. But watching the business world and watching the economy and watching everything, it's like not going to stop. You know, something catastrophic has to happen. The big AI bubble, they say, you know, will burst or whatever. But if that doesn't happen, everything's going to go that way. All of the big corporations already have it integrated into their systems and everything. And a lot of the places that you call that's customer service is now AI bots and that. It's gotten so simple. I can get a program like Go High Level, and I can set up my own website. I can set up my own funnels. I can set up my online courses. And on my website, I can have, before it used to be just a chat. So down in the bottom, you would have a chat bot. We could set that up ourselves. We're like, that's pretty cool. And you can train it. Now you've got an actual AI agent that talks to people, and it sounds like a person, even though it's not. I mean, even Amazon, you guys have probably encountered this everywhere. But it's not just the big companies anymore. We can do it ourselves. So everything's going that way. And it's not just generic stuff anymore either. I can take the time and actually train that AI in my website. I can take every bit of information that's online about me. I can take everything that I've written on my computer. I can take every document and feed it into a model. And that AI, whatever my agent is, will answer based on like things that an answer that I would give. So it's getting more tailor-made, and that's me who knows like hardly anything about it. So you can imagine like all the people that do know more. There's programs out there. I don't know if anybody knows what like coding is. People write the code in that for all these programs. We just see this, the UI and everything. And people that know how to code, you can go to, one's called Claude Code. There's a bunch of different programs. You can actually build your own app. You can design a website. You can have AI do all of this. You can actually code without knowing how to do it by just asking AI, how do I build an app? How do I make the code for this or that? And it'll explain it to you. And then anything you don't understand, to say, I'm sorry, I don't understand, explain it like I'm a beginner, and it'll do it. So everybody has this ability, and it's not going to go away because it's making things just too easy. For us, it makes our lives a little easier as far as like content creators and that, small business owners. But the big corporations, if they can get rid of everybody and just have these things running it, they would do it in a minute. When everyone is pushed out of their job, content creation will be so saturated, we'll never be able to step over what. No, and this is the thing. And this is what part of this is. It's to get everybody ready for it. And I've been telling the people in our group that too, that what's going to shine through is the imperfect. What's going to shine through it is people knowing that you're human, like this, like not getting everything perfect, getting the YouTube background on with the lights, getting my overhead lights, getting fill lights and everything. I just turned on the lights in my garage and came on, because what people want, you guys, do you care how good it looks, or do you want information on how to make money online? And AI can't do that, because AI is always striving to taking things and trying to take things as a whole and get you an answer, and then trying to perfect things. But right now, people can spot it. And to me, the more and more perfect it looks, the more and more you can tell, that it's not real. Kind of like when we were watching old grainy film, and then we got 360 and 720p and 1080 and 4K, and then all of a sudden 8K, and then things are looking kind of funny because it just looks too real. So AI is going to be the same. And Mill Creek said authenticity is everything. People are going to want that. Not everyone. And that's what we say, the market dictates. If people use it, and that's why they put it out and made it free. AI in general is losing a ton of money. If things don't change like today, they could all be bankrupt. But they're betting on everybody using it. So what they did was they release it to everyone, and they make it easy for people who don't understand all of it to make funny pictures and to make videos and to make songs. And they want you to be using it every day. And then the person who doesn't know how to code and would have had to pay somebody tens of thousands of dollars to make them a program, now they can talk to AI and make it. They're doing all of that so that we all get used to it. We're normalizing it. And so they're betting on the long game by making it available to everyone, making it easy, and then hoping that everybody just gets used to using it, that they say it might go away, and they'll just get, so like, no, we need it, right? And then they'll start charging the crap out of it for it. So everything's free right now. They got paid versions, but all of that will be going away too. Let's see. I like that you're a real person as is. Thank you, Tiffany. We're the monkeys training the trainer. Yeah, you could say that. But if you want to make it, there's still, and the good thing is, right now, you don't need to build a big audience. Like I put on here how I got 300,000 followers on YouTube. and I've been on since 2017. And that works for me, and having that audience works, and it drives traffic and everything. But if you're just starting out and you don't have that audience, y'all can make content. And that's what we talk about, is finding your true avatar, right? Your perfect avatar, and just speaking to it. And the algorithms will find you the perfect audience. And you can make more revenue off of your perfect audience than you can if you're talking to the masses, right? Mill Creek, I was pumping out AI content for a year and had 200 followers on IG. I listened to Mike and started making genuine, honest content and picked up to 1,000. Oh, that's cool. My people in 8 months. My true people. Right. Right. And you're true people. But, and you can use AI, like, and that's what we'll probably do. I'll do on one of these. I'll get my computer hooked up and share the screen. I'm going to show you guys people who sell like digital content. We spend like months and years making ebooks and courses and stuff like that. And then we put them on, hopefully it makes like passive income. You can get AI, you can build it like that now. You know, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put the program on, and we'll actually build on a live stream like this, where we're just going to be on for like less than an hour, and we'll generate an ebook in like 10 minutes. It's probably just as good as the one I've been selling for the last 6 years or better. And if you take a little bit of time, probably within a day, you can build out a whole course. So all of those things that used to make money, they're not going to be worth anything anymore, because if we can already do that within a month or two or 6 months, the general public's going to be able to do it themselves. Also, everybody basically knows about chat, Claude. You know, they're going to go out and just ask it a question, and all of the stuff, it's going to pull all the information together. It's not all like right now, right? But it gets enough information together, and it has links you can like search. So if you ask it something about off-grid hydroponics, it's going to pull everything in. It'll have links to different channels and where it got its resources. And if you go down a rabbit hole and start looking, you at least have like a map on where to go. A lot of people don't do that. Whatever AI comes up with, they take that as gospel. And I've seen a lot of wrong answers. But that's what the future is people want less friction. And everybody's going to be able to do that. They won't need any courses, and they won't need an ebook. Your checklist, all these people are trying to make an opt-in, you know, to build your email list. So if people don't know anything about marketing, you've probably been marketed to, and you've given out your email. People are jaded about that right now. I know people are just like, you know, they'll ask me a serious question. I'll say, you know, here's my email or whatever, and they're like, no, you're gonna spam me, and you know, they're already wary about putting out their email. Anyhow, marketers, what used to work up till now is that they would give you something of value in exchange for your email. Then you build an email list, and then supposedly you can make like $1 off of each. If you had like 1,000 people in your email list, you can make $1,000 a year. And if you had 10,000, you can make 10,000 a year. So they try and build these lists. All the things that they go on over and offer now, like a checklist, that would be one of the things that they call opt-in. They're like, hey, if you want my checklist of my 10 best microgreens and when to plant them, you know, comment whatever. And then they would comment. I'd say, give me your email, I'll deliver it. Checklist goes to your email, right? Why are they going to come to me anymore when they can just go, instead of doing that, giving out the email, waiting for that, and then getting spam with advertising afterwards, when they can just go on chat or even Google and just say, you know, give me a checklist of the 10 best microgreens and when to plant them. And it'll spit it out for them like in 10 seconds. So that removes the friction. So all the things that we've been doing for marketing, it's all slowing down. Now marketers are like freaking out. and it's going to change. Like it's just going fast. Before, these things used to happen slowly, right? And you'd be able to work with it. It'd be like little roller coasters. This is like boom. So everybody's freaking out about it. Courses. I've got a course on off-grid hydroponics. Somebody can just go in and just ask, chat, tell me about off-grid hydroponics. Explain it like Mike Van Duzen from Keep On Growing would do. Just you guys can test that out. Just go do it right now and see what it pumps out. Go sign up for Chat GPT and get in there and start a conversation and just go back and forth. So I'll get on and do one once with y'all, and I generated like an ebook in like 10 minutes. And you don't have to use it like that. The good thing about using AI right now is that you ask the questions, prompts, and then you go through and change it and edit it a way that's going to fit your message in that. I struggle with life getting in the way of wanting to do stuff online. Yeah, Julie, that's everybody's got to do that. That's just a tough question. That's like an individual thing. Everybody's got to reckon with what you've got going on, and I know you've got a lot going on with your mom. My wife is going through a lot. We went through a lot with my mom. It's just, it all comes down to, we only have 1,440 minutes in a day. And it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor, black, white, male, female, whatever, we all have the same amount of time. So if it takes so much time to do different chores, or you have like kids and you have to go pick up the kids and you have to do this and that you can't really do anything about. So it all comes down to what's your spare time. So you got to go in and audit yourself and say, am I binge watching Netflix? And how often am I, going shopping myself and just look at all the stuff? Am I just mindlessly watching YouTube videos? And find a couple of hours each day that you can use, and it doesn't have to be seven days a week. But that's what, like I said, hey everybody, just to get started, make a 30-second video. You don't have to think about it. It can be a poem, it can be a shot of a butterfly, it could be anything, and just post it somewhere. And that was just a test, just to see like if people would like just take the time to at least try it for 1 week. I have little to none free time. Well, then that's just, if you have no time, Julie, you just have no time. There's nothing you can do. So that's like I said, if you need to sit down and write it all down and how much you actually have, and also your time also goes along with your energy, because some people might have like an extra 6 hours of time and have no energy for it because of what they've done, leading up to that and the work and all of that. Why I was delayed on replying back to you. Yeah, it's no problem. Those minutes go yeah, they go fast. Okay, Clinton, that's the personal twist, right? Had to yell at myself for scrolling yesterday and make another video. Okay, you got another one out? Yeah, it's just what you want. And that's what, like, I've got hundreds of thousands of followers on 4 different platforms. I don't want you guys to compare yourself to me, because there's no way you're going to do it. I want somebody out there editing now. Awesome. I want people to be able to like compete with me, the amount of work I do. But I like love this. I don't love live streaming. I don't love editing. I don't love, everything in general. But the thing of, as far as being able to build a business out of nothing on a shoestring, I've ever since I was like 17, I was trying to like cut lawns and paint houses and stuff and try to make extra money. I was in grade school. It was up to 8th grade. I was in 6th grade, and I found out at the dime store. Y'all remember we used to have like 5 and dime stores, right? And I was buying what was that candy? Now and Later's, a pack for a quarter. It was a quarter back then. I was buying it for a quarter, and a quarter I found from crawling around on my belly in the department store. One day I saw a nickel and a penny or something on the ground, and I got it, and I was with one of our friends, their mom, and I was like, you know, here's some money I found. And she's like, oh, you can just keep it. I was like, for real? And she's like, yeah. Every time they took me to the store, I was on my belly, underneath the shelves, the clothing racks. My mom couldn't find me. I was like inside, underneath of them all, and I would come out with pocket full of change. And I had a little box at home, and I remember the ice cream man coming by, the little thing would ring, and I remember we always had to go, you know, ask our mom if we could have ice cream, and you know, back then it wasn't like every time you came by you didn't get ice cream every day, so you'd ask and you'd get a lot of no's, and then you get, okay, we're gonna have ice cream. It was fun. And then I had like all this change, and I was running out getting ice cream whenever I wanted, and then I was like the kids in the neighborhood, I was buying ice cream for everybody, and my mom was like, where the hell are you getting all this money? And it's just, it was just, to me and the kids, when we went in the store, I was on my belly. I showed, it was my other friend, this other girl, our family were friends in that, and my brother, they did it like once or twice, and they quit. I was like, every single time I was in there, I was like, that was like free money. But of course I was doing the work for it, right? And that's just like my mentality way back then. And then I stuck with it, and I kept doing it until my mom got tired of looking for me. And you know, when we were in the store, I was like lost. I would, you know, she'd have to keep coming looking for me. But I kept at it. And then if I couldn't do that, I got in trouble for selling the candy at the school, because I would take a pack of Now & Laters with 25 cents. And I forget, there was 8 or 12 of them in the pack. I was selling them for like 10 cents or 25 cents a piece, because the kids in school, they couldn't go get candy, and their moms didn't send them to school with candy. And this was in a Catholic school. And I would just take out a piece and eat it. And classmates would be like, ooh, where'd you get that? You know, give me one. And I'd be like, you know, 15 cents, 25 cents. And that went on for a while, until the teacher caught me and forbade me from doing it. And I was, you know, a Catholic school, I wasn't supposed to be doing all of that. So, but when I had to stop that, I was always trying to figure out something else. So this kind of stuff, like, I love. Then when I went to work, I'm always the first one in before everybody's like dragging their ass to the line. I was always the first one in. I let everybody else take a break first, and I was the last one to leave. We were like building a deck, you know, and it came time for lunch. Everybody stopped, dropped what they were doing, started lunch. And I was still working and working until I got done with what I was doing, and jumped down, choked down my food, and jumped back up. And that's just my mentality. And then when I got into doing all of this, I've been trying to figure out something to do. I read my dad actually had Entrepreneur Magazine when we were growing up, and business startup, you know, all those magazines. And I would read them and try to get up the money to do windshield repair, upholstery repair, you know, in your cars. I'd get those little kits and try them out, you know, ask some of the neighbors if I could, you know, fix their car or fix their windshield. Painting. I remember one I would almost, but my mom wouldn't let me do it. I was going to order a whole bunch of, it was like a sealer for a blacktop. And some company was selling it where you could order like 55-gallon barrels. And I was going to go and tell business and let me reseal the roof or the parking lot. And I was freaking 17. So I've always been doing this. And then I got to where I found Keely. We got married. We had kids. And then you guys know how it goes from there. You have to go to work. You have to have a job. You got to have a paycheck coming in, right? So I started doing that. And that's where I had to check how much extra time I had. And I went through a period where when Netflix first came out, and I sat and watched whole seasons of I even forget what the hell I was watching. All right. Am I back in? Wind's just hit here. Yeah, y'all are storming too. Wind, Julie, the river is just a few feet away. Whoa. Yeah, be careful. We lived back in this city before we moved down here. It was Albany, Georgia, and they had the 300-year flood or whatever. The Flint River like actually cut the city right in half. What used to take like 10 minutes to go across the city would take us like an hour. We had to drive all the way around and down I-75 and all the way back up. But yeah, we've got a little bit of storms and that going on. So if I pop off, like I said, I've already been talking for half an hour. But guys, this is we've got huge opportunity. It is tough, like people are saying, especially with all the AI stuff that's getting flooded. Hopefully, people will be turned off to that. All the platforms will start to be able to, get rid of some of it. But if people watching, this is what I keep saying, is that the market decides, right? So if they put that stuff out, even though it's AI generated, and if people watch it and they watch more of it than they watch my stuff, then the platforms are not really incentivized to get rid of it. They might not monetize it, and that's what a lot of these things, you'll see things getting a lot of views. They're not monetizing that, but what they're doing is they're trying to build up a big channel, and then they can sell it to someone who's going to try and monetize it or get sponsorships and brand deals and blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about all of that kind of stuff. But as they keep dumping the stuff out, they could already, because people have to, like, when you upload a video, you have to say if you use AI content or not. And they could already get rid of it if they wanted to. But if people watch it, they're going to keep putting it out because all they care about is the eyeballs on their platform and then putting an ad in front of them. So we've got to compete with all of this stuff. And what we've got to find is the people that don't like that. The people are just here mindlessly scrolling and we're watching all kind of stuff like that. Maybe you don't want them as your customer, right? So what you got to do is get rid of the mentality that you need a whole bunch of followers anymore. Because before, what would happen is they'd push all the content out to our followers. And even then, I mean, it was like 10 or 20%. Even if I had 50,000 followers, 50,000 people wouldn't know when you dropped a video. So it didn't even work. And it was working its way towards what it is now. Now it's interest-based. If only 1,000 people see it, but it's the right 1,000 people, that's better than, just 1 million people watching you dance. So things are getting better. It's going to seem like it's crowded. I get discouraged sitting on Facebook and watching feed because I'm monetized on Facebook. And when you see the engagement that you're getting on your post, and you see there's a picture that is, I can clearly spot it as AI generated. But you look at the comments and there's all these people going, "Oh, that's wonderful. How do you do that? I want to know how to connect. You send me more info." And thousands of comments and likes and shares, and you're like, should I make an AI picture or whatever? But it's out there, and then you see that. Try to get rid of it in my feed and just keep putting not interested. But you got to think all the people that you're pushing your stuff out to are they all going to be doing that, or are they just consuming it? So we've got a lot to compete with. Like I said, there's no way you're going to keep getting more and more and more perfect because that's moving so fast. If you're not at the point right now where you can make perfect content that people want to watch, there's no way you're going to AI to the finish line. So what would be easier is to be, like what Mill Creek said, be authentic, be yourself. And that's what people are going to be more drawn to from here on out. And really, my channel started blowing up on all my channels when I stopped all of that stuff. When I stopped listening to what the gurus were saying, and because they were all telling you the same thing, do this, do that. They go to the big conventions and they tell all the creators to do the same thing, and everybody's doing all the same stuff. And then you're watching people. I have people coming on saying your video sucks, your audio sucks, you should do this, you should do that. And all I do now is if anybody even starts that, YouTube's got a good feature. and it's called hide that person. So you hide them. They don't know they've been ghosted on your channel. Nobody will be able to see them anymore. They can still see your channel, but it's like they're invisible. So anybody starts that, just get rid of them. And I started my videos where they're imperfect. They're not perfect. I don't have time for that, and I was able to pump out a shitload of content across 4 different platforms. And if I was trying to make everything perfect, then I would get burnt out sitting and editing. You know, who wants to sit at their desk? I enjoy editing. I like making like movie type stuff and that. But as far as like editing a tutorial, I don't enjoy sitting there for hours listening to myself talk and edit it and doing that for years and years, right? And that's what happens to these creators. Their channels grow, they get big, and there's a point where they're still not big enough where they can hire help, and they're having to do all that themselves. So they've got to get it over that point where they push through to make enough money to where they can hire somebody else to like take some of that off and either edit or post or go through and engage with the audience and do some of the mundane tasks and all of that. But if you don't make it over that hump, that's where like 90% of them burn out and just quit. A lot of them don't even get to that point. I'm so raw. I made a TikTok years ago making a DIY pressure pot. I used a pistol on the valve. That's cool. That's cool, Julie. And see, and things like that. And what you think, you know, it's going to be fun and get engagement in that. But you got to keep doing it too. Everybody's got to keep doing it and keep doing it. And that's why, like the first week, I said, go out there just for 1 week and put out a quick video once a day. And you guys should still try that, because if you can't at least do that, you're not going to be able to handle being consistent on any social media platform. And then I said the next week, I said, okay, no homework. And that was more of a test too, just to see people. I said, if I want someone, there was somebody who got hundreds of thousands of followers, is a full-time creator. We do this for a living. We make our living off of here. And if there was somebody when I started and said they were going to help me out, and they said do this or whatever, you know, I'd do it. And then if I didn't do it that week, and they call me out on it, and they go, okay, you don't have to do it, I would go and do it. I want to see how many people would say, okay, maybe he's right, maybe I should try it. So I've seen a lot of you putting some content out. And I might be wrong. Some of you might have channels that I don't even know about. But if you're in our group, you know, let us know what your channel is if you want me to help. I can't help you if I don't know what your channel is, what kind of content you're putting out and everything. Basically, that's just me giving you information and you trying to figure it out yourself. So if y'all want to do it that way, you can. That's piston from a car. Oh, a piston instead of, yeah. I was going to pistol. I was going, that might have been suppressed or whatever, but that's pretty cool. Piston from a car engine. Julie, you do a lot of unique things, and you could put out like a ton of content, but just short content. And one thing people have got to, I can teach you how to get attention, right? You guys got to focus on, before I start teaching that, everybody's got to focus on good content. And that sounds like some vague thing, like, you know, everybody knows you got to make a good video, right? So really dig in and think about, why would somebody watch this video? How am I helping someone? You either got to help someone or you got to entertain them or give them inspiration, right? There's not too many things that people come to YouTube for. So either you're an entertainer or you're an educator. And you got to think, why are people watching there? You know, am I really inspired? Am I making somebody laugh? Am I making somebody angry? Teaching somebody something. And if I'm teaching something, why should they watch me instead of someone else? And then look at your competition. And if the competition's already got a bunch of videos like that, why should they watch your channel and a video with hardly any views when there's a big creator and 1 million people on there saying they love them and thank you for all the help? Why should they pick your content over theirs? So you're constantly competing with all these other people. So you get shown to people, but if you don't have good content, you got to find, like, call it your UVP, your unique value proposition. And this is why being yourself, this is why it's leaning into, I could go, if I needed to learn how to scramble an egg, I could go watch one of the bigger creators, but they might not, I might be in a chat, I might ask them a question, and they'll never get back to me. But there could be somebody like you with 100 followers or something, and I can ask you a question, and like you could get right back to me and say, hey, yeah, this is what you can do. That's the kind of stuff that's going to help like small creators overcome what all the big creators, because the big people and AI and everything is not going to have that personal touch anymore. And they get so big that they're busy with their uh, teams and paying people and planning content. They don't have time to sit and interact with people anymore. Do you OST different content on different platforms or separate posts? Hey Jerry, how are you doing? I used to build up my channels. Like right now, yeah, to the point where we're so busy actually like making our 3D stuff and packing and shipping, and that's where we're making our money at that. We can't like let that slide and let people's stuff be late. But when I was growing my channels, I would post to different channels, and I'll tell you the easy way to do it and the tough way. You address different people. The tough way is you have to understand each platform. And there's different people on YouTube. There's different people on Facebook. There's different people on LinkedIn, right? Business to business. There's different people who look at Pinterest. There's different people on TikTok and Instagram. And the best thing is to make content for each one of those and actually talk to the audience. And I used to make little shorts and talk to them. I would turn on my camera and film my garden or talk to someone, and I'd say, hey, TikTok, and talk to them about the garden. Then they know you're there, you're giving them your attention to that. It works. You can cross post. The easy way to do is cross post, and that's why I tell people to make short form content, because you can make a ton of short form content and you can test with that, and you can put that on all 4 of the main platforms right now. Long form, you can post long form on TikTok now. Before, when I started TikTok, it was 15-minute videos. But if you make short form content, then you can practice. One thing is just giving value. Like I said, the first thing you want to do is just say, is this going to help someone? Why am I making this video? Why should somebody watch my video? Right? You get doing that. And after you do that and you start consistently posting videos that are helping people, right? Then you figure out the hook, retention, and different things like that we're going to talk about. So, if you figure out the hook, like we're talking about, like the chicken, like I grabbed the chicken, went right into the microgreen video on that, and they got like 1 million views. The value was that after that, the initial thing to stop the scroll was that I was teaching people how to grow microgreens. And the people who see my channel, they know that's what my channel was about. If you learn the hook and you don't have the value to follow it up, you're going to hook people and you're still going to lose them. You won't keep them like 10 seconds. Need a better balance in my life between work and other things becomes my struggle. Yep. Yeah, and to me, I can't stay in balance. I live in chaos, and it drives my wife crazy. You feel it's good to do several platforms at first? That all depends on you. To me, like I said, I want to build a business. I'm going to take every advantage that I can, and people can't compare themselves to me because I'm going to stay up late. You don't have to like stay up late, get up early, and that. I wake up because I'm like excited, like I got to go get this done. Somebody, I'll answer emails and people are like saying thank you, and then I post something and it does something to move the needle, and or every little aspect of it as a whole is like exciting to me. But some people it's not. It's a chore, and if it is, then trying to post everywhere is going to drive you crazy. So if you don't have the time or energy to go all in, then I would focus on like one at first. And then what I was saying, as far as posting, like I said, hey TikTok, hey Instagram, and that, instead of having different videos unique to the different platforms, make it vertical like this at first, short videos. Take that one and upload it native to each one of them. Don't upload it. Don't do it on Instagram. Download your Instagram video with the watermark, or download it with the TikTok one and post it here and post it there. Do it native. That looks the best where there's no watermark on it. And that's just filming your video. And you can post to all 4 of those channels in 15 minutes. Where you copy your description in one, and put the description, just have it on a Word pad, and put the same description on each one of them. And then go into each one and tweak it just a little bit. Like I said, the people on TikTok have shorter attention spans. You're gonna have to get their attention quick, and you're gonna have to say something more hair on fire, right? And the people on YouTube are more looking for more like information. If mine's like a how-to channel, so it's all a little bit different. Have to rewind. Yeah, and that's why I'm doing it on here. So if you guys miss anything, you can go back and rewatch it, and it'll be up there. We were doing Zoom meetings, and then I was having to take the Zoom meeting down and edit it, upload it, Facebook. Hopefully, this is going to be a whole lot better. And after we get some of these put up, what I said was I'm going to be doing some content. Like I said, it's not going to be edited. It's going to be me getting my phone. I don't have my phone. And if I think of something you guys need, like, hey, talk about the hook or whatever, I'll talk, and I'll just do it live or just upload it really quick. And after I get so many of those up, then I'll start to put them into playlists. Then you guys can come onto this channel, and it'll be more like a brain dump where I'm just putting out my information. You guys go through, and everybody just take what you need, instead of us like sitting in a Zoom meeting and somebody asks like a basic question, and like other people, 80% of the other people might already know the answer, and they might sit through 15 or 20 minutes. So what we're doing is hopefully it's going to be a lot more streamlined, and then we'll be able to get it into the channel. We'll be able to get it more organized, and then everybody comes in and gets what they need. See, that's a great point. I tend to be a perfectionist. Yeah, Jerry, that's not just you. That a ton of people. Like I said, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of creators. Watch people just keep working on stuff, and not really posting. Growing coriander, not at the minute. We do cilantro. If you're doing music, you can platform post with Disco Kid. Yeah, you can do that. Like music, whole different subject. It does make you post across all platforms. Yeah, so like what I was saying, so shorts are really going off. Like right now, they have been for like the past couple of years. They're still working. Never know by the end of this year, next year, because TikTok is uploading up to 10-minute videos. If I go back to long form, people might all of a sudden get burnt out on all the short form. But right now it's working. So if you guys want to grow an audience, just like right now, you see how this is vertical. I explained in our group, right? I hate vertical video. But we'll come back and we'll check. I've got this on here. This channel I have not streamed on for over a year. I don't think I even streamed on it before. Let me check. I might have. I'm going to go into my analytics real quick. And once you guys, if you get like your channel set up, all of the platforms have your analytics somewhere, studio, where you go and you upload your videos. You can check out analytics and everything. But I'm just looking at my past. You can look on my tab too and see like past lives. But if I put on private, you won't see it. All right. I had June 2025 was the last time I had live stream. And if you guys remember, we started talking about VidMe, right? We were doing that like last year when I was talking on Facebook and YouTube on my main channel. I was also broadcasting to this channel. So I wasn't really live streaming on here. I was just broadcasting to it at the same time. My views were 35, 56, 39, 8, 35, 13. So real low, nothing over 100, right? 12, 18. Those are my views per live stream. 21, right? So I came back on here. I haven't been on here in like a year, right? So come back later. It takes 2 or 3 days for it to like calculate. They'll have a number up there. It'll say like 12 people watched or whatever. It'll take a little while. Then it'll keep pushing it out. You keep on top of things. YouTube said, and I don't know because this constantly changes, but at the moment, if you film vertical and you live stream, that it's a good way to get organic traffic because they'll take this and they'll put it into the feed, right? So whereas you used to, like I was saying, some of my view, one of my live streams, I had 12 views on it, right? If you guys came in here earlier, I don't know if y'all were watching or anybody noticed that at one time we were at like 8 people were in here, and then all of a sudden it shot up to like 40 people, right? That wasn't people all in our group all of a sudden decided to click on 10 minutes in or whatever, right? That was at that point, they went and stuck my video into the Shorts live feed. So when people were like scrolling, all of a sudden it did a test and it stuck us out there. And then people who were in the YouTube feed doom scrolling, the live stream popped up in there. And those people all of a sudden were in our show. So that was that one blip in time. That never happened before. So if you're doing your live streams right, and like me, if I didn't have like my garden behind me, if I was, you know, look business-like, and I'm talking about how to grow your YouTube channel and stuff. If you do it right, you get that organic traffic. And when they come in and you're talking about stuff that's going to be relevant to them, all of a sudden you've got a bunch of people that could be like your new viewers, where it would have took you months and maybe years later. It'll keep on pushing out. So come back later and see how many views this one live stream had compared to like all my live streams from before. Keep on growing. I'm just getting it. There we go. Ask Seek. That's back when I first started Keep On Growing, and I said the channel, we were actually on the farm still. We were ranch hands. And I was explaining Keep On Growing is not just gardening. I said it's all aspects of our life. And I said that way back then. So all of the stuff that people see, even though you're supposed to niche down in that this is all part of long-term plans. This is my YouTube channel. Okay, Mini Machus. If I'm correct, interaction, comments also help. Yeah. If everybody, you know, without spamming, if everybody comments and keeps asking questions, that helps, and they'll push you out more. All right, Julie, I'll check that. I'll check your channel out a little later. So that's your main channel on YouTube? You can just say Julie, it's okay. Okay, now I was just checking out your channel. And then if I want to tell anybody to go check out your channel. But so, all right, I hear thunder. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep these under an hour. If anybody, I need to revamp things. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Like I said, so everybody's just got to decide how much time you have. There's no way that you can get everything done. And like I said, don't compare yourself to me, because I'll run you into the dirt. You know, if you guys notice, I wear like all the same shirts. Just so I don't have to decide what to wear every day. And I've been doing this since 2019. I just went on Amazon and ordered all gray shirts or all black shirts, all khaki pants. And people at the store see me and think I'm wearing the same thing month after month. I mean, for years I've been coming up. That's what it looks like, a uniform. But I get up, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to wear. I have all black socks. I don't sit there and worry about what sock is what. And if one sock gets lost, sooner or later another one will get lost, and I'll still have a bunch of black socks. I don't go out and I would rather sit and make content, put it out, engage with people, watch my business grow, than go sit somewhere and watch a football game. And lots of other people, they got to have their football. So this is what I'm not doing this just because I think if I grind and grind and grind, it's going to build a business. I enjoy doing this. This is fun for me. This is like play. So if you're going to compete with me, and some of you guys are in the garden area on that too. If you're competing with me and you're finding it hard to think if you're going to go make content or if you're going to go watch an entire season of Mad Men or House of Cards or anything, just realize that I'm not. And there's thousands of people out there that are doing the same thing, and they're going to go over and they're going to work. They're going to be up all hours of the night. They're going to edit till their eyes bleed. There's people that are hungry, and you guys are up against us. So you got to look for every opportunity you can get. I don't think, everyone's mental health is worth, that's the most important thing. But as much as you can do, there's no way you can do too much, because you guys are going up against, everybody wants this. If you want to make income, if you want to make, especially passive income, if you want to set things up, just like I showed someone a screenshot, the videos, I put a video out, and remember I said the video keeps playing and keeps playing and keeps getting pushed out because it keeps getting engagement and it keeps driving sales. Every morning I got up and woke up, and there's a list of all these sales that came in 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And then when you're sitting there drinking your coffee, your little thing's going ka-ching, 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 and you haven't done anything yet. So I might have got up and started printing up labels and started packing. But as far as making more content and driving sales, you don't do anything, and those sales keep coming in. So that's the passive income that you want to try to get set up. But all of that takes a whole lot of work to do, and you're competing with everybody out there. The reason why everybody's doing this is because they all want money. Everybody wants to do it. If everybody could make an extra $500 a week by just posting a couple of videos, do you think everybody would do it? Lots of people would. And that's what they're out there doing, is everybody wants to do it. So you're competing with everybody. And that's why seems like it's a little oversaturated. And that's why you've got to be yourself, and you've got to, like I said, focus on an avatar. Just watch what I do. My channel, I could be talking about all kinds of stuff with gardening, and you see some of the gardeners doing that, right? But I just do off-grid hydroponics. And I go for failed gardeners, like people who fail at gardening. I'm not out there trying to be the smartest gardener and trying to get people who are really passionate about gardening. If they come in and they go, I love soil, I'm like, well, fine, go watch whoever. You're not my avatar. But other people are like, if somebody comes and they're on their channel, they're afraid for them to leave, and they do anything. So they start catering to all these different people, and you don't stick to your guns in one thing. So that's what's going to be more important moving forward, because everybody out there is just throwing stuff against the wall and trying to see what sticks, spamming everybody. And if you can go in there and start forming connections with people, that's what's gonna help. I don't need just driving traffic to whatnot. I can stream. I think on Facebook I get thousands. It's 3,000 to 5,000, sometimes up to 10,000 views on a live stream, and that keeps pushing. Even after we end, it keeps going out. But during the live stream, 3,000 views. I don't need 3,000 of the people on my Facebook channel to go over there, because lots of them are just coming to my channel just to get free information to learn how to grow, and that's fine. That's what the channel's there for. All I need to do is find my perfect avatars to be willing to click on the whatnot link, go over there, get the free $15 credit, and sit through a show or two and maybe win a giveaway. So that's what's going to happen, is that you guys are going to be putting stuff out to the masses at first, but don't think you need everyone. You just need to start finding your perfect avatars, and when you get them and you groom them and have them kind of sticking and hanging around with you, then you get everything kind of where you can start tweaking stuff and get better and better. What is OBS? Yeah, it's a way to record. Should I start on TikTok or YouTube? Do you think I need to create the account still? Yeah, Tiffany, I would, if I were you, I would have both the channels going up right now. And like I said, with short form content, like you put it out with your little chihuahua, right? With like eating the pea, microgreens. You can take that video and upload it right to TikTok. And you never know, like I said, the crowds are different. I've got a video that like went viral on TikTok, right? And didn't do good on Facebook. Or it went and got millions and millions of views on Facebook, and I stuck it on YouTube, and then it only got like 10,000 views. So you never really know. But if you can just take that content and cross post it, you don't know, you might be missing out on an opportunity. If you just choose to go all in on YouTube and post it, you might be somebody that TikTok people might like, and you would like just piss all that into the wind because you're focusing on one thing. So if you're making content specific to different platforms and it's going to be a lot of work, yeah, I would focus on one channel. But when you can cross post in the very beginning, I would put my stuff up everywhere. So that's what I've been doing. I was saying, hey, TikTok, and talking to them. And believe it or not, I still once in a while, like when I had last year, we had the tower garden set up, and all of the peppers came in, all the tomatoes came in, and all of that. And I got out one morning and I just took out my phone, got on TikTok, and you guys learn how to use the apps in each one. If you want to put out content and you don't want to like film, put in your computer, edit it and all that, learn how to use the apps. Each one of them you can edit right in the app, and you can go on over, and I would film and say, I'd say, hey, come check out my garden. Look what's growing. You won't believe this, the hook and all that. Stop recording. Go over to where a bunch of peppers were, start recording, look at all these jalapenos, stop recording, go over to the tomatoes and look at these tomatoes. Wouldn't you want one? Stop recording. And you can do it on your phone, like in a couple of minutes. You can have you a short up. And then if you want to put any captions and music, and you can. I didn't do all that. I might put the, say BOGO and I'll send you a link. You don't have to do all that, and you can post it right there, right? And then you've had one run through where you're like, I'm going to introduce myself, I'm going to show them the peppers, I'm going to show them the tomatoes, and I'm going to do a wide view of everything. Then you go over and you turn on Facebook, and you've already done it once. So you just take Facebook, open up stories, or open up a reel, say create a reel. Hey, Facebook, let me show you my garden, right? Stop recording. Aim it at the peppers, and just 2 or 3 minutes, go through that, post it, and do it again. And within half an hour, you're going to have a unique post that's up on each one of the platforms. It's going to look the same. They're going to be a little bit different. You might want to talk a little bit slower to your Facebook group, because your peeps, because we're a lot older people over here. You might be talking fast and moving more when you're on TikTok. But you can get out there, you can put out content, and people are going to find it more engaging, and they're going to feel a little more personal that you're sitting there talking to them and not just cross-posting stuff everywhere. And cross-posting stuff does work at times, but this is how you can do it. So if you think my garden stuff, the people on TikTok were really loving it, then you go on over and you just keep pushing out content like that to TikTok. You don't have to do all of them, but I'm just saying that within literally half an hour, you can go around and make a video for each one of the platforms. So there's different ways to do it. And like I said, that's part of what this group is. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do that and how to cross post. To me, like I said, this is my business. And each one of those, like Julie said, it's a movie trailer, right? Or an advertisement. Like, our main road out here, you know, if they told me, get your flyers, you know, where we had to pay for it, they go, Mike, this is free. You can put your flyer on any bus stop bench or any billboard or any telephone pole or anything that you want, and you can stick it on the front of any business before people are walking in. Just go run around and put them up. Would you put any out? Would you just sit at home and watch Netflix, or would you take the opportunity to run around and get your face in front of everybody? Right? That's what social media is. And that's what getting the stuff out. It's not like putting the perfect video out and sitting and watching how many views you get. Think that every time you're putting it out, you're building up a library of content, and you're putting stuff out there. This is basically your clout too, so that people, when you say, hey, this is what I'm about, this is what I'm an expert at, if you don't have any videos to back it up, you don't have any clout. So you put out all those. You might not be getting a whole lot of views in that, but then when people start finding you, they're going to go back through your old stuff and maybe check them. They might not even watch it. They might just look to see, you know, if you've got other content, if you've been here a while, or if you just started your page and you just uploaded one video. And you guys have done the same thing when you watched other content creators and you click onto their pages. Sounds good. That's what I do all day, is doggies and micros, but no physical product yet. Yeah, and don't worry about the physical product yet. Tiffany, if you guys, this is what I said, I always quote Gary Vee. It's whoever can hold the breath the longest wins. And this is the problem. I've been with a bunch of creators. I've been with a bunch of people, entrepreneurs, people that are trying to make money. I've been with people in all these different groups where we pay like thousands of dollars to be in a marketing group. And they're teaching us how to build the online courses and the value stack and the opt-ins and all this crap, right? And what they do is they get on social media, and the first thing they do is try to sell people shit. That people don't want that. That's why, like Whatnot, is people on it's a social shopping. People are there, their credit cards in there already. They don't even have to get it out, and they're there to buy. Sometimes I'm talking, and you guys have seen it. I'll be there talking for like an hour, and somebody's like, "Is he going to sell anything?" Right? They don't do that on the rest of social media. But if you get out here and just try out of the gate to sell people, you're going to lose them. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I said you put out content, you try to find your perfect avatar, and you build an audience. So if you can wait on that and start to build your audience, you're going to win. But all these people, like I said, I've been in all these groups. They'll come out of these groups. They'll be making checklists, their opt-ins, the little ebooks or free giveaways, you know, all these things that are going to, so they can get them into a group or give them an email, get their email, and then say, hey, I've got a coaching program. So everybody knows about all of that. And the first thing they do is make these groups, invite people in, and then try to sell them shit right off the bat. So the longer you can hold out, the better it is. And that's why I said back when we started, I was flipping and reselling. It's not the most glamorous thing, you know, picking something off the side of the road, cleaning it up, putting it on Facebook Marketplace. But then if I made $150 off of that, it would take me forever to make $150 off of social media in the beginning. Like all you guys who are just starting, how long do you think it's going to take you to make $150? But like in 20 minutes, I picked something up, got home, 30 minutes, cleaned it up, listed it, and within an hour sold it on Facebook. So there's ways to make money. And if you can do that, your bread and butter money kind of hold you over, get extra money coming in, so that if you're working a job and that money's going towards your bills and everything, you're not sucking out of that, then you can go on over and say, if I just do that once or twice a month, then I can pay for subscription services for music or better editing or better lighting or better camera or a microphone. And then you're not taking out of your money. And we would just go estate sales. Keely found coach purses and stuff. People were selling at a church for like $5. She came home. I didn't know anything about purses. She wiped them up a little, took pictures and put them on Poshmark. And within hours, people were paying $99, $200, $300 for a purse that I just gave somebody $5 for at a yard sale. So there's ways that you can make money. If you're in this just to make money, don't focus on it's going to take a while especially if you're going to get monetized or you're going to try to sell people, you got to build up an authority first before you can sell people. So people go looking, they'll search. If you say, hey, I'm going to help you do this, they'll go looking at yours, they'll Google you, they'll search the other platforms, they'll try to find you everywhere to see if you've got the experience that you're talking about and if you can help them or not. And that's what you're actually building up right now. So if you can take your time to do that and actually help people, where they'll find a video, you know, it might not be the one you just dropped, it might be one you dropped 3 months ago, and the algorithm figures they might want to watch this, they put it out and they watch it and they're thinking, yeah, this does help me. And they look in the comments and there's a bunch of other people going, thank you, that helped me, thank you, you know, I'm subscribing, I love you, and this and that. So they see other people, that's your social proof in there. So everybody, don't wait to make the perfect video. Don't wait to make perfect content and put it out, because there's tons and tons of creators out there that are already doing that. You cannot compete with them. There's no way. They've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for like almost 10 years, and I make crappy videos and everything. And those people have teams of people. There's a channel, a garden channel, looks like one guy talking, and he has an entire team of people that work with him, and you never see anybody else. Somebody that's filming him, somebody that's editing, somebody that's uploading, somebody that's handling all the other mundane stuff. Somebody's handling the accounting, somebody's paying the people. And it just looks like him talking on the camera about a potato, right? You're competing with all of these people. There's no way you're going to do it. You know, I hope that some of y'all will, but the chances are that's what I've been working with creators for years and years. And like I said, 99% of people like are going to fail. And it just keeps going and going. And the reason why is that they fall into all these traps, and they try to, you know, either they're trying to make the perfect content and compete with people that there's no way they're going to win, or they're taking so long doing it, researching. Some people are like in this constant learning thing where all they do is just keep taking courses, keep signing up to programs, keep trying to learn, keep trying to make things. That doesn't work out, or this isn't working out, I'll take another program. And I've seen people go through years and years and years of this. You don't want to get caught in that. That's why I said, get your camera, put up the imperfect video, get used to putting out content. Sooner or later, if you, in your brain, you're going, what can I say that's going to help someone, even if it's inspiration? Sooner or later, somebody's going to think, thanks, I needed that today. That's going to touch you. That's going to make you want to do more of that, right? But if you sit at your computer for 2 years trying to make the perfect program or make perfect videos, you're never going to get that. So just be imperfect and put the stuff out right now. If it's not good, nobody's going to see it. There'll be a couple of people, and the algorithm's not going to push it out to more people. You know, so you don't have to worry about you did something, it didn't look good, and 1 million people saw it. No, it doesn't work like that. If you put it out and it's not good, no one's going to see it. And I can do it too. I can put videos out, and I know not all of them is going to go viral. And I know when I have a feeling like something that might, and I know that I can have a video go out and it can get hundreds of thousands of views or 1 million views. And I know I can put a video out the next day that gets like 2,000 views or 500 views. And that's with me trying. So I know I could actually try to put a crappy video out, and I know I could get even less views than that. And that's because it's all interest based now. It doesn't go on your followers. So I can put out a crappy my cookie videos when we're doing with Chrome City, and I put those out. I got 1 million followers on Facebook. Do you think 1 million followers see a cookie video? It's going to be going out to like certain people. It's going to test people. It's going to try and find people that like cookies and probably microgreens, because that's what I've been talking about for years. So I've just confused the algorithms in that. I did that for a year. I finally started doing my own stuff. Got a GoPro, awesome for time lapse, but now I'm doing AI music. Yeah, a little of everything. And even with AI, it's time consuming. Yeah, because you're probably doing it the right way. There's a lot of people that are just, you go like to Suno, and you can go to chat. You can get your lyrics and stuff. You can plug it in and have something come out. They paid an AI artist, what, millions of dollars? That's crazy. So it is going that way, but it's be careful with all of that stuff too. That's all kind of interesting stuff because everybody can be all into it, and then like next week, Supreme Court can make a ruling on something, and it could like null everything out. It's just everything's kind of in flux right now. That's why I don't do gardening videos. Yeah, but if you do just gardening, like I said, just generic stuff, yeah, that was thunder. And this has like echo cancellation or tries to cut down the background noise a little. So when you guys actually hear the thunder, it's like really close. Do you have recommendations on microphone and lights? Well, nope. One Wellness, I can tell you what I use, but basically all of that stuff is just going to be what you can afford at the time. And the thunder rolls. Yep. Garth Brooks. Don't get held up on it, but just about anything works. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Microphone, I still have one of the cheapest microphones around. And I finally broke down. I bought a Shure microphone. I think it was Shure. It was like $100. And I got the Rodecaster Pro. Now they've got a different version. And I got all that stuff. I got set up when I would do live streams. I hook all that up. Had the sound effects and everything, the clapping, all that crap, right? And I would go through all this work, setting up, taking it down, doing it for videos. And then a couple of times I was like, I don't have time for it. And I did it without. It didn't make a damn difference. And I've got that thing and it's sitting in my cabinet gathering dust. I could sell it to someone. You know, you hold on to it thinking I might need it one day. But my channel started to grow, all of them, YouTube, Facebook, and not at one time. When things are popping on one, you lean into it. But it started when I stopped worrying about all that incidental crap. And I went all in on trying to find the perfect people and just talking to those people and don't worry about everyone else. It's like I do hydroponics and people come on there all day talking about soil. Soil is the best, you know, blah, 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 Mother Nature and all of this. I don't sit there and try to argue with them and don't try to convert them or anything. They're not my perfect avatar. I'm like, well, you know, I'm glad you feel that way and say la vie. You know, and that's it. And don't pay attention to them. And you focus on the people that you think you can help the most. And you go all in on that. And those people are not going to care what your lighting and everything looks like. If you're doing that already and you're growing your audience, then you can go ahead and up your lighting, up your audio. You can, you know, whatever you can do to make it better works. But don't let that hold you back. All of the people focus too much on all of that stuff and never provide any value for people. They're making stuff. The one thing y'all got to figure out is that ego is what holds everybody back. Are you making videos for yourself? Or are you making videos for your viewer, that one person? So a lot of people, and that's what me helping people over the years, I can give them all advice, but this thing that we make, it's like a creation. It's our baby. They get offended. You know, if nobody likes it or you should change it, they're like, I'm not changing this or I'm not doing that. They're like, well, you don't want to grow because it all comes down to the market dictates. It's if people like it or not. And it comes down to data. You look in and you can see if you're getting click-through rate is going up or it's going down. You can see your viewer retention. It's all data and it's not what you think or what you feel. So if you're focusing on your perfect avatar and you're building an audience, and you want to worry about getting your lighting right, and you want, you know, good audio. Audio's a good idea. I'm just using the Logitech Brio right here on my webcam. Like I said, I got the Rodecaster Pro and everything. When I do a video, I've got the ZV-10 Sony, and I think I got the small, I don't know if I got a Rode. What's the other one besides Rode? Boya or something, like the economy one. I had that for years, just a little tiny shotgun mic on there. Something either fell or that was allowed. Yeah, that was lightning. Sound like it popped right across the street. For not posting in a year, I had 17 views in the last 28 days. I'm just happy to see that number other than 0. Yep. Well, if that makes you happy, you know, Julie, just keep at it. But like I said, you've got a lot of curious stuff. You're unique. There's a lot of people out there that are just generic and just vanilla and putting out the same crap and trying to do you've got a unique thing that if you lean into and you really do it, you can get a lot of attention. So guys, let's see. Yeah, see, I'm going to end up talking for an hour and a half. I'm chaos. So I'm going to let y'all go. Like I said, I can rant about this all night long, but make sure you're in the Facebook group. If you got questions later, put them down below or put them, go into our Facebook group and make a post. And if you don't want, you know, somebody else might have the same question as you. So if you make a post and I'll try to answer it, I think that's what's going to help a lot. If you don't want people to know, you can always just DM me or email me in private. This channel is going to be where I'll come back in. If you put a question down here, there might be like 12 other people that had the same question and just didn't ask it, right? I'll make sure I record a video when I repair my greenhouse. I got it free. You got it for free, this clinging to life. Cool deal. But change that, Julie, not to I'll make sure I record a video. I'll make sure I record a lot of videos. That's the thing. That's what it's got to be. The content. It's got. If you look on all the channels, you look at all the big people out there. Either you got to be like Mark Rober, you put out like 1 video a month, but it's something that he spent a ton of money, or Mr. Beast spend a lot of money on it, right? And have a huge production value, or it's got to be consistent where you just put out a bunch of content. And if you have something like that, and I fell into that trap, I'll do it and think that's something everybody wants to watch. I'll film it, save it, edit it, take a long time to edit it and put it up and not get that many views. But then keep that, like I said, just film everything. Film a lot of footage, because you can always go back to it and cut a bunch of shorts from it. If you guys have been like watching my channel like religiously, you'll notice there's some things where there's a lake in the back or a pond, and we're on a porch and there's a pond. I put a couple of those videos up. Once in a while I'll take videos that I have from 2017 and I'll recut it because I have the raw video footage, but it was something interesting, and I'll recut it a different way, put different music, put different voiceover on it, and put it out. Just because I know that people enjoyed that at one time, I'll try a different hook on it. So record like you guys. That's what I was saying, to get out there once a day and get something recorded. It's just so you guys get in the habit. Anything, if you're a gardener and you're growing stuff out there, you should be out there filming all the time, whether you use it or not. The best investment, before I get lights and all of that, I'd get hard drives and a bunch of memory, which is where AI is like screwing us really good on this right now, because that's what RAM's going up really, really high, because all of the tech companies that are building the AI and they're betting on what they need, they bought up all of the RAM for like years to come. And what's out there, the price is like doubling and stuff. So if you want to get any RAM or hard drives and all that, better grab them now, because they're stockpiling all of this and not even using it. It's with the hopes that they're going to use it. And it's just nuts. But if you can have some place or a cloud somewhere to keep footage, record everything, because you never know. The worst thing is sitting somewhere and editing and going, oh man, I wish I would have filmed that. Where do you store your videos? I've got several 4 terabyte hard drives, and that was back when I could get them for a little over $100. and now they're probably going for $200 or $300 a piece. I think I got Google Drive. I think I got that up to a couple terabytes of stuff that's like really important and I want to use. If I log into another computer, I'll put it onto there. But I've got several hard drives, and that's what I just go through them and use them. Both just did something as simple as moving 50-pound bag in a rice mason jar to vacuum and sealing. Should I have solved it? Yeah. Yeah, you never know when you need it. And that could be like B-roll. You know, and if you get into, once you start doing your videos and you're actually editing, when you have a jump cut from one to the other, you never know if you're talking about canning or talking about doing anything. You might just need like a 10-second clip or a 3-second clip or something, just to transition from something and to keep people's attention. It just depends on what you want to do. Guys, I made a video one time. We moved up here, so it must have been about 7 years ago. But I wanted to do a video, and it was something stupid, something I knew wasn't about, you know, tight in the garden, but it wasn't going to be anything that kept everybody engaged in that. It was just something I want to have fun with. But it was something I had like a little, in case of emergency, break glass, and I had sunglasses in there that were like shaped like hearts or something, just something stupid. But I spent all day, maybe 2 days, building a little box, getting glass, doing the different shots, because it's not like just one shot, doing the different shots, picking up like the hammer and actually like taking the one shot when you smash the glass and cleaning up. But I like stained it, hung it up, did all of that, edit, days worth of work. And that was for like a 6-second clip. So in my video, and it went by like that, and people barely noticed, but it was something that I had fun with. And it's something that I learned a lot of different things from that helped me with editing. So it depends on like what you want to put in, you know, how much you're going to get out. Are you willing to spend the time to do that, to practice your craft, to hone your skills in that, instead of watching Netflix? You go and do that, even though it's only going to be a blip on a video, and it's not going to be anything that really changes too much of anything, but it's something that you learn a different thing. You learn something about your camera and about lighting and about the shutter speed, and you learn a bunch of different things along the way. And that's what the different things, like I said, what you're willing to put into your craft. And that's when you audit everything that you do, and as much time that you can take from something else and do that. It depends on what you're willing to sacrifice, what you want to trade out. If you're not going fishing for the day and you're going to learn how to edit, right? Or you're not going to sit and binge watch a whole season of something, or you know, just whatever you do that you don't really need to do, and you're going to take your time and invest in yourself and practice your craft. What's your favorite video editor? I've been using mine right now, and this is what I want people to understand too, because people get all hung up on this. I'm using Filmora, and I've used HitFilm Express when it first came out, the free version. I got to over 10,000. I think I got up to 100,000 followers on YouTube before I even stopped using the free version of HitFilm Express. I've used DaVinci Resolve. My computer right now, I bought an old computer. I didn't go out and spend a whole lot of money on the computer, and my computer would not handle DaVinci Resolve, even though, you know, I would want to use it. So I downloaded Filmora, which was a simple, basic one, and I paid it one time, was like $79, and you got a lifetime membership on it. And I've been using that, and I learned just what I need. And that's why if we get into like editing, I'm sure you guys can go down a rabbit hole. You can learn how to edit like a cinematographer, and learn all the LUTs, and learn how to do everything, equalize all your audio, get everything dialed in just right. And you think you got the perfect thing, and then nobody watches your video. But I want to show you, I can get on there. I can come out here and have an idea. Like if I saw this is ready to be harvested, I'll just go get my camera without scripting it, put my camera up there, come out here with the scissors, and take this off, start talking to the camera and cut it and do it, take it inside and edit it up. And I can edit a short, like within a couple of hours, I'll film it, edit it, and get millions of views. And before, I would go on over and script stuff out, do all these different shots like that with the breaking glass and stuff, right? And gardening and spend months growing something in the garden, filming, editing, and putting it out and getting like 100 views. So once you learn like the workflows, and with Filmora, I don't need all that fancy stuff. I don't need color grading. People want to see what this looks like. They don't want to see it color graded, right? Like the Instagram food, you look at it like the oranges look like really orange to where it's like unnatural, you know, and all the food just look, you know, it looks pretty. And most people, like I said, the market decides, if people look and go, ooh, I like that, right? That's what counts. But like with our gardening, they don't care. What they want to know is how to grow food. So I know my group, your group might be different. Your group might want to see all the fancy stuff. So if that's what they're into, then you got to take the time to learn how to do it. But if you learn the workflows, and I learned how to do it in Filmora, it was basic, and I don't have all the funky stuff in there that I have to work around and everything. I drop the video in there, cut it, stitch it together. You know, as long as once you get basics, you can use any video editor. They're all video, audio, it's just layering stuff up like pancakes. Once you learn a little bit of transitions and overflow, you learn keyframing. Everything's got keyframing. It just has a different way of doing it. They all work. So my favorite editor is the one that's going to cause me the less friction and let me get the most content out the easiest way possible. So that's what I mean is it's not like when I make a short film about steampunk with my wife, you know, then I want to go ahead and get it right, play with the color grading, get the music right, get the mood right. I would do all that. With this, if I'm just trying to grow an audience and an audience that I'm going to nurture for years, and then if I do have something to sell, I'll be able to sell some people. I don't want to sit there and spend a week or 2 weeks or anything trying to get everything dialed in. I don't want to take years to make a cinematic movie and everything. I want to grow as many people as possible, because this is all about numbers, guys. It's all about numbers. You know, you get out there, you just got to keep building and building and building, because you can get like 100 people or 1,000 people, you know, but 1,000 people aren't going to follow you somewhere else, or 1,000 people aren't going to buy your product, right? So even though you don't need 1 million people, you're still going to need a good number of people, you know, if you want to scale anything. Sorry for the typos. Let's see, I'm seeing how long I can make a set of peas last. How many harvests? It's on the 4th harvest. Cool deal. I have a hard time focusing on one thing. Yeah, I have a hard time too. That's like, everybody sees gardening, and I've grown all these channels. This is like 5% of what I do. And I'm not real passionate about this. I'm passionate about helping people. And people tell me they're growing food and it's helping them. That tickles me. But if it's just, that's why, you know, getting out in the garden and digging in the dirt and planting something, you know, some people love it. You know, to me, I could be doing like my editing and growing a business and everything and doing all this other work. I'm self-proclaimed photojournalist. Oh, that's cool. But I no longer post anymore. I don't like to edit. So you didn't like to edit? Hoping to get past my hang-ups and actually learn how to make money by doing things I already love. Bring awareness to others. Yeah, don't worry about typos as long as I can understand what it is. Yeah, I hope we can help you, sunshine. Like I said, all you gotta do is, believe it or not, if you guys have been talking with like other people and you find you have something in common, we're living in the greatest time in history to connect with other people. I mean, just think like this is a small live stream, right? There could have been somebody from Germany popped in here and was listening for a while. There could have been somebody from Australia. You can reach people around the world. We couldn't do that before. We have so much that we have to be thankful for, but it's like common everyday stuff right now that we don't realize. Just think back 10 years and think back 20 years and think back 30 years. You know, some of you aren't even 30 or 40 years old, right? But think of us like marketing back then, or trying to connect with people, or trying to set something up somewhere and like 5 people showing up or something. You know, or if you were in a room and you did a demo and like 200 people showed up in the room, that'd be a lot of people, right? But people put out a short and they'll get 200 views and they'll like be depressed. So you'll start to find people just by, you know, it's whatever you're interested in. Just start posting on that, see what sticks, and then test a couple different things. You never know, something else might all of a sudden get attention. You go all in on that, and you don't have to stick with that. You can always, you know, this one guy, he's got a big channel he's cutting lawns and doing a thing where you go and help people in need and cut the lawn. And I knew when he first started, and his channel was like nothing. It was called something totally different, like an irrelevant name. And he was thinking of changing his name and pivoting, and he did. And he was in a corporate job. He was wanting to stop, had land, and he started putting things out. And one thing that clicked right off the bat was somebody trespassed on his land and set up a tent or something. And he filmed it and said something about it. Oh my God, you'll never believe what, right? That got a lot of engagement. He leaned in on that. I remember for months and months, maybe even a year, all he did was like talk about the trespassers are back, or I'm calling the law, and just all these different things. And people were like, oh, you need to do this or that, or you need to be careful. And, you know, and he was getting a lot of engagement. And his channels just started to grow and grow and grow. And he went like right past me, right? And then people started getting a little tired of the trespass. There's only so many times people trespass on your lawn, right? On your land. Then he started talking about like Bigfoot or something, or there's something crazy out here, you know, and that worked for a little while. And he had lawn equipment. That's what we had talked about way back before all that started. I said, people might like that. I said, I would like to do, I like seeing that and stuff. And he started putting that in and did a lawn or something. And that started to blow up. And now his channel has gotten so big that the people at Facebook invited him out to their headquarters to talk to him and ask him how he grew his audience and how he engages with them. So the people that actually make the platform and do all of that were inviting him out so that they could ask how he was using their platform to gain an audience. And this dude is making buku money. He goes out and bought, like, you guys can imagine buying a brand new riding lawnmower, right? He's going out buying brand new tractors and snow plows and stump grinders and things like that. And it's all because he started making some videos, started trying to find his audience, what worked, you lean in on, you analyze, you adapt, and you just kept doing it until something worked and something clicked. I've been watching your videos, Mike. You inspire us all. Anyway, thank you, Sunshine. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I've been saying for like an hour, I was going to let you go. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. If you got any questions, leave them below or jump in our Facebook group. And if you guys have just wandered upon here on YouTube and not really know what's going on, more to come. Just kind of follow the channel, and I'll have more in the description later how you can get in on the group. But just follow. We're going to be talking about how to grow on social media and everything. Get going, Mike. Make sure you have an emergency batteries charge. Yeah, we've got power banks that are always on ready to go. Maybe it's just me, but your sound keeps dropping. Yeah, it might be. And it's could be the storm and all that too. But you see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't worry about it. As long as you can you need the information. And if you can at least, if it's not like just totally horrible, understand it. I could sit here and say, I'm not getting the Rodecaster. I don't have time to get my Rodecaster Pro and my professional mic out. I'm not going to stream. And I could just decide not to stream tonight. Or I could come on and get you guys some information that you need and not worry about the audio. So that's what I'm talking about. This is what all the AI and everything is trying to be perfect. Everybody's out there trying to be perfect, right? But it's hard to follow. Well, then that's the sacrifice we make. It would be impossible to follow if I decided not to come on. It'd be impossible when I saw the storm coming and I just said, I'm not going to live stream because my Wi-Fi is going to cut out. You would never have got that information. So that's what everybody gets held up on this. Going forward, the imperfect is what's going to make the difference. And you guys keep waiting to get perfect. Everybody's going to pass you by. AI is going to pass you by. There's going to be somebody that makes $1 a day in Pakistan that puts out 100 friggin' videos a day is going to pass you by 100 times because you're waiting to be perfect. And he's not. He's waiting to make $1. Being present is better than being perfect. Exactly. So if it bothers you, and that's going back to like what I'm talking about. If it bothers you, you're not my perfect avatar. You can go, there's tons of creators out there telling you how to grow on social media, right? It doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, there's a lot of other people to watch. I'm not like begging people to watch me. So my perfect avatar is going to be the people who are going to take my information and use it. And if they want to go watch somebody else, they can go watch somebody else. But I'm still going to come out here and just give them the information that they need. I'm going to, guys, let Mike get some rest. It's almost 10 p.m. That's all right. We'll catch you later, Julie. Julie, I can be on here till 2 o'clock. I'm going because I want to let you all go. I can be on here till 2 o'clock in the morning talking. I don't need rest. I'm not, you guys, if you think I'm going from here, I'm going to go sit down and watch some TV or get a coffee or whatever. When I get off here, I turn my 3D printing machines back on. It's 10 o'clock. Y'all getting ready for bed? I'm getting ready for work. I turn the printing machines on. Then I get to my computer. I do some work. I love this shit. And then I'll go take a shower. I'll get ready for bed. I change out the machines. I'll take a nap for a couple hours, come out, and I'll change them again. It's because all that stuff's selling. And all that stuff might not sell a month from now. It might not be selling next year. But I know it's selling right now. So what's working, I lean in on. So that's what I love the shit. I can keep doing it. But that's what I'm saying. If you're tired and you need the rest, there's no way you guys are going to compete with me. That's why I said don't even try. But do your best. Because you're just going to run yourself into the dirt. I haven't taken a vacation in 7 years. And I work with my wife. So we're together. She paints murals. We spent years. We're lucky. We're blessed. She was painting murals like in $1 million homes, condos that had like beachfront property. It was like being on vacation all the time. And we worked together. So, but every day I've been working. I have it. And if we go, she's like, can we go somewhere like a park or something? She said, I'll check and see if they got Wi-Fi. Even though we shouldn't. But I've got to go. Yeah, Shirley. Shirley, I didn't even know you were there. He kept me up all night for 2 nights in a row. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, now, hey, and guys, this is why I'm doing this on here on YouTube. This video is going to be here. If you guys get tired, sign off and watch it later. You don't have to sit and listen to me for 2 hours straight or 3 hours, all right? So sign off, watch it later, watch it in little bits. Just listen to it. I'm not really showing you anything either. So I'm going to take off. You guys, like I said, if you got any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. All right? Much love.